narrowed it down, 16 trucks in the lead lap. Look at this. Bodine got underneath Swindell, who slid up the racetrack. Jeff Bodine hit the button, passed them both. Spin front straightaway, Kinder. Caution.
There Kinder sits. Looks like the truck is stalled there. He got it refired. He didn't hit anything. He just made a nice slide down the front stretch there. I don't know if he had any help getting there.
I don't think so. Glenn, let's have another look at it.
No, he just crossed it up coming off the corner. Nobody touched him.
Locked it up and held it. Kept it off of those tires.
It's a good thing he's going to get fresh tires here soon because those aren't any good anymore.
Because he needs them.
Yeah. Those are flat.
You see how cold it is here tonight? Look at the grill on Kinder's truck. Most of them are taped up over more than half of the grill inlet area, trying to keep enough heat in the engine on what has now become an in the 40s degree evening.
Yeah, that's another problem that the guys are having with the racing surface, Mike. It's cool out there. The tires just don't stick as well when they're cold.
1 to go, and we'll go back to green to finish off these last few laps to halftime.
Only 6 more laps to go till halftime, and here comes Scott Lagacy, the number 24 truck. You saw him pulling back out on the racetrack. There's Portengay. Remember I said how fast he was? He's right back up on the inside. He's still only a lap down. He wants that lap back. He knows halftime's coming up.
Quick word from Ralph.
Mike Hurlbert's had his Ford in the pits all night long. Mike, he's having problems with an oil leak out of the valve cover area of his machine. And Walker Evans has had his Dodge in back here. He's having problems with the alternator. Plus, they rebuilt basically the whole front nose of his truck. But Scott Lagacy has re-entered the race.
Thanks, Ralph. Let's go back to green to finish this off. It'll be 4 laps when they come by to halftime.
Oh, great jump by Skinner. He blew Portengay away. Absolutely. So did Rutland.
And once again, it leaves Toby Butler in third to have to battle the lap truck to get anywhere near the leaders.
He might have a little trouble with Portengay. Portengay's pretty fast right now. There's number 3 truck Skinner going into turn 3. Clear sailing ahead of him. I don't think Rutland's got anything for him.
3 to go. And we'll take a halftime break. They'll have roughly 10 minutes to put tires and make adjustments on these trucks in the back pit area here at Portland. A bit of jostling back in the field, not much change of position. Mike Skinner now by himself as he's walked away by 3 car lengths.
Yeah, you could just see the nose of AC Rutland coming by. Steve Portengay's giving him all he can handle right now. I don't know what Portengay did to get that truck moving like that, but it's quick right now. He would be a factor in the race were he not a lap down.
One more and we'll go caution.
How many times have we seen a guy just blister the field like Skinner has done so far in the race? They go in to make the changes and come back out and something happens to him and he's not a factor.
That's it. By trying to improve the truck, sometimes you can go over the top and go the other way.
These guys are pretty good. They've got that truck set up really well right now. I can't imagine that they're going to change too much on it. Got a little loose there coming off the corner. You saw the truck wiggle just a shade.
Well, we did not go caution. We went lap 100. So on lap, they'll complete halfway and get the caution next time by at lap 101.
Right, lap 101. That way it's official. See the caution fly this time.
Skinner the leader, Rutland in second, Toby Butler is third, Bill Sedgwick is fourth. In fifth is Jack Sprague. As the caution waves for halftime, P.J. Jones has fought his way back up to sixth. Ron Hornaday is seventh. Butch Miller is eighth, and Mike Bliss is ninth. Bob Keselowski 10th. Jeff Bodine 11th. In 12th is Sammy Swindell, and 13th is Rick Corelli. That's the way they'll go to the pits to make repairs and adjustments. Mike Skinner has led every lap, but the battles have been furious behind him. We'll be right back after this. Call the number on your screen now to get a year of Auto Week at the lowest price ever. Call now for Auto Week. This offer ends Monday. It's halftime. Here's Ralph.
Well, Mike Skinner's got a new piece of gum in. He's ready to go, and this truck has been a rocket tonight. What's the key? Is it the setup, the motor, what?
Well, I'll tell you, we worked on the truck real hard during practice on old tires. And, you know, the truck stayed tight the whole time, and she's running real good on old tires, and I think that's going to be the key, you know. Joe's real good, and You know, the 21 truck's real good. We're going to leave this thing alone. If they get better and beat us, they just beat us. But right now, I'm real proud of these guys. They've done a real good job with this GM Goodwrench Service Chevrolet Super Truck.
As you said, you don't want to outguess yourself. What kind of tires are you putting on it now? How many laps do you have on it?
We're putting about 3-lap scuffs on the truck. That's what we qualified on, and that's what we started. You know, we had to qualify on stickers. It's a NASCAR rule, and so we put 3 laps on a set, you know, before we qualified, so we could duplicate exactly the same scenario as what we had before. So we got exactly the same tires as what we started the race with, we hope.
The Goodwrench crew just about ready to turn them loose.
Boy, was that the voice of confidence.
If I were running like he is, I'd be confident too.
That's interesting. I've not heard of that. You put 3 laps on a set of tires, so it's just like the tires that came in from qualifying. Let's see how that works. Next Saturday, Buddy Baker and I will be up to the New England Chevy Dealers 250 at Loudon, New Hampshire. That's Busch Grand National Racing, beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern, exclusively here on TNN, the Nashville Network. And a couple of items if you're going to be in New England. Wednesday is Hyde Tool Spirit Day in Southbridge, Mass. About half a dozen Busch drivers are going to be there to sign autographs and have souvenirs in Southbridge at the airport. And Thursday night, the Civil War of softball. Busch North versus Busch South drivers at Concord Memorial Stadium to benefit Easter Seals autograph session as well. Game starts 7 p.m. That's this Thursday in Concord, New Hampshire. Ralph?
Well, the biggest problem for Joe Ruttman, I guess, Joe, is getting around Ron Horner Day. How tough was that for you?
Well, Ron obviously did want to give it up. I don't blame him, and that cost us a little bit on the tires to work on him as hard as we did. But I think we can, you know, if we just don't have to bruise the tires, that's a key in these long races like this. That if you, you know, you have to, hard to pass somebody, it abuses a tire, and then consequently, once you get the tire too hot, then the chassis goes away.
Well, Skinner's been a rocket all night long, especially on restarts. How do you go after him now? Where do you try to get him?
Well, if we had a large chain to hook onto him, but he might take me too fast. I don't know. He's hooked up real good, and I wish I had the magic touch. Ernie, if you were here, maybe you could help us a little bit. But I'm not sure. We're trying some little stuff, but we're so close. I hate to try anything too desperate.
Time will tell.
Takes a big chain to catch a big dog, and that's what Joe Ruttman's got to do in these next 100 laps. It is halftime, and we'll be right back to Portland Speedway in Portland, Oregon, live with you on the Nashville Network.
Today's exclusive coverage of the Maxx Race Cards 200 on TNN is brought to you by Pep Boys Automotive Super Center.
Halftime continues here at Portland Speedway. See the trucks being worked on. Let's go to Ralph down in the pit area.
Well, Mike, you know, Maxx Race Cards is the sponsor of our race here tonight in Portland, and for the first time, the first official NASCAR licensed set of 5 Maxx Race Cards for the NASCAR Super Truck Series are out and ready to go. Wayne Budd is the president of Maxx, of course. Now, how do you go about getting these?
Well, you can buy these at several retail outlets, and this is the type of package that they're available in, and your odds are 1 in 40 of finding these. This is a hot set of cars. As you can see from here tonight, the race is exciting, and super trucks are here to stay. This is an exciting national program.
Well, Mike, they're a great-looking set of cards, and we got trucks leaving the pit road now.
So we're about to get to it for these final 99 laps. There's Mike Skinner, the man who has led every one of them so far. Let's take you down through the field, show you where everybody is running. 17 trucks are on the lead lap. Skinner's Chevrolet, Ruttman's Ford, Toby Butler in a Ford, Bill Sedgwick, Jack Sprague, P.J. Jones, after that spin, fought his way back up to 6th. Ron Hornaday slipped to 7th. He challenged for the lead early. Butch Miller back in the 8th spot. 9th would be the 08. That's Mike Bliss. And 10th, Bob Keselowski. Here are the second 20 back through the 37 of Bob Strait. 16 trucks are on the lead lap. Jerry Churchill a lap down along with Pancho Carter and Walker Evans. Also 1 lap down. They're showing Mike Hurlburt and Jerry Glanville is 2 laps back. 4 laps down is Wooldridge. Lagasse lost 11 laps in the pits. Portengay 14 down, and Kerry Teague.
And I've got my own halftime rundown right now in the Snell Foundation Awards or charity. Mike Joy owes $3. Terry Allen owes $1. Glenn Jarrett and Ralph Shaheen owe nothing.
You have to talk more. Portland Speedway has quite a history, as we told you earlier. They had a big flood here back in the 40s. The grandstand floated a half a mile away and they just dragged it back. Here's a look at some middle 50s action. Check out these coupes. And as you can see, the quality of the racing here hasn't changed much over the years.
Cars look the same, too.
Well, a little bit.
Those look like the ones I used to drive. Still do. That's like my personal car.
Homemade cars with homemade paint jobs and
Whoops.
spectacular flips and spins with those straight axle
Now watch
front
this guy.
ends.
Look at all the stuff coming out of the trunk. That's a suitcase there.
Oh, come on.
What's he doing? I mean, look, it's luggage.
I think it is. Ralph?
Well, here's Ron Hornaday. Ron, wasn't a broken shock the problem?
I don't know, Doug Richards come back to me. It just made me look like we just put too soft of shocks on. We overheated the oil. I was getting a lot of rear end hop getting into the corner, so, you know, Papa John's come along, Beats has come along this race, and we're just going to do the best we can. We got 100 laps to do it. This is where it pays for, so.
Sounds to me like we'll have to keep a camera on Ron Hornaday. He should be charging back through the field here in the second 100.
99 laps to go. That's a 2-year deal. That sponsorship, we're told, for the Teresa Earnhardt-owned truck. There is Skinner and Pancho Carter alongside in 99. Joe Ruttman, the Coke Machine. Toby Butler in the Exterminator.
Good job by Toby so far. He's running the top four, top three all night.
Dennis Woolridge there on the inside, one of the lap trucks. Bill Sedgwick right up there, number 2 in points in truck 75.
And this guy, number 31, Jack Sprague, has run a tremendous race. One of the best I've ever seen him run since he started driving the Super Trucks. He's in 5th place right now. He has run a tremendous race so far. And like you said, P.J. Jones, the number 1 right behind him.
P.J. Jones going to do some color commentary on TNN at Nazareth for the Busch Grand National race. There's Ron Hornaday back there as well. Butch Miller, number 98. Mike Bliss right behind Miller. As we get set for the final 99 laps. Coming up next on TNN, Yesteryear, featuring Eddie Arnold and Lisa Stewart. Immediately following this evening's telecast on TNN.
I like that
Stewart
show.
Is a race fan.
Yeah, I like that show.
Yeah.
It's good.
Tune in tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. And again Sunday at 3:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Truckin' USA. If you're a pickup truck fan, you got to tune in Ed Bruce. Right here as part of TNN Motorsports. There's Ron Hornaday ready to go back to work. And tomorrow he starts on the pole down at Sears Point in the Fluidine Firebird for the Featherlight Southwest Tour event. 1 leader, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been a competitive race, even though Mike Skinner's led every lap. 6 cautions for 29 out of the 100 laps. Now, some of that was due to rain. Those were not all due to problems with the competition. They fired the engines behind the GMC S-Series pace truck.
That's a good-looking little truck there. I like that.
That's fun.
Yeah, look at the nose on that thing. That's good looking. High off the ground, too.
Way high. Maybe that's for going through the blackberry bushes. Who knows?
The way I drive, it's just for like going to the grocery store, man.
Portland Speedway used to be part of a drive-in theater complex. The screen was out there in the back straightaway near where the Winston Racing Series scoreboard is now. And you would park all around the Speedway and pit area to watch the movies. I wonder if they showed Redline 7000 on race nights.
You know, man, I went to a lot of drive-ins when I was growing up. I don't ever remember what was played.
You never watched the movie. That's why. Moving right along. 101 laps are on the board. Going to warm things up here for a couple of laps.
Taking a look out the front glass of Rick Corelli in the Total Petroleum Marshall Chisrone Chevrolet. The High Plains Drifter, Rick Corelli.
The Speedway and auxiliary lights from the Musco folks that lit Charlotte Motor Speedway and a lot of the nation's racetracks now.
These trucks look pretty neat. Trucks look pretty neat under the lights, too. There's a nice little sparkle to them.
Yes, they do.
See Corelli running in 13th position right now. Things just haven't gone the way he has wanted them to so far this year.
Well, there they are at, what, 12,000 watts per bulb. Lighting for the Maxx Race Cars 200 provided by Musco Mobile Lighting. They are the leader in Speedway lighting systems. You know, it's brighter right now than it was all afternoon. The skies were so gray.
Yeah, exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. Put them back, man. the job that they do with those lights. I come in here and I only see 2 light poles. I'm thinking, man, that's not going to do it, but it always does.
Let's see how local knowledge applies here. Toby Butler, who's running in third, is a 5-time winner here. Practiced yesterday all day up at Evergreen Speedway in Washington, where